Hey guys, I am back. It is a frosty, frigid 19 degrees out here. Look, gloves. So we're going to move this video right along. Today we're going to be looking at another product from WithArmour, something else from the little package they sent me. We're going to be doing another fixed blade today, and I really like the looks of this one. So let's see, do we have a name on this one? No, we don't have a name on this one, but I'll have to put a name on there. So this one comes similar with the Kydex sheath with the double lock, tech lock there. So we don't need to beat a dead horse on the sheath. We've already seen this on the last video. I'll put a link to the last WithArmour fixed blade video in the video description in case you haven't seen it, where we go all through the sheath and the tech lock and everything like that. Nice, easy to pop out even with gloved hands on, but very secure in that sheath. Love the shape. Reminds me a lot of the Torpedo and the Fury from Ravencrest. Larger, beefier, fixed blade version of it. You know, I don't want my hands to freeze here, but whew, that's cold. So looking at it ungloved, it does have a really comfortable feel. Love that jimping, placed really nicely right there. Good for large hands. I imagine it's going to be comfortable for the small hands too. Although I have to say, you know, with these two large, well, we'll call them choils right there, these grooves, might need to get settled, you know, in your individual grip. Might need to feel it out a little. Everything held together by some large chainring bolts across the scales, but it feels good. It's a comfortable knife. I love the dip right here on the spine of the blade. So whether they meant it cosmetically or functionally, whether they meant it cosmetically or functionally, it's a great place to put your thumb in there to exercise a little bit more control of the tip. You can also get your index finger in there for some fine work if you wanted to do it like that. There's no other way to really choke up on this blade if you wanted to use it out in the field in that manner, but you know, that is actually pretty good for fine control of the tip. Of course, it's 440 steel, like most other stuff that WithArmour makes, and you get your same two-tone finish. Just by the nature of where they left room for the logos, it does seem a little bit more logo-y, you know, a little more cluttered, but not bad. So the weight and balance on this whole thing is really good. I just decided to go with gloves off. There's nothing wrong with gloves on. I just feel more natural with gloves off. It's comfortable and it's easy, feels good to hold with gloves. I just feel like, you know, for a review, I can feel more of the details with gloves off, like this right here. So this one bolt right there sticks out a little bit among that contouring. I'm not left-handed, so I'm not really used to getting a good grip with my left hand. I can imagine it might give you a little bit of an issue if you're left-handed. You don't really feel it that much in the right hand, but that's a fit and finish. I don't know if it's an issue, but something, I don't know, potential hot spot. But the contouring, comfort-wise, like I said, great. Weight and balance. The weight does not feel like the weight of a fixed blade knife of this size. It feels more like kind of a smaller folder. But balance is really good. It is very comfortable and easy to use with gloved hands. It has a feel that it's not, you know, if you guys are familiar going from ungloved to gloved hands, sometimes the knife disappears and it's awkward to use when you have the glove on. It's not like that. I just want to be able to feel every little detail with my hand so I can tell you what I'm feeling. Not a lot of grip to go around besides the contouring, but the jimping that they put on, very functional, very effective. Add that into the contouring that we have here, and you've got a knife that really isn't going anywhere in your hand. Now, get this all wet. I don't know how that works, but for right now, initial, you know, impressions, it's pretty good. Could use a little more grippy texture, I think, though. It would improve it. Nothing wrong with it, but it would improve it. Something to think about with WithArmour there. Love the lanyard hole located as far back as possible, out of the way of most of the grip of the knife. Great work there. Really like that, instead of, you know, a lot of people putting it somewhere over there. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's 440C, like most of the stuff that WithArmour makes. Kind of excited to see how the blade is. I feel like there's a certain feel of this knife, like you want to be using it, like it is meant to be used out in the field. Just, it has that feel and that look. I like it a lot. I'm hoping it will perform the way I want it to. So I'm going to try to stick to the first cut test only to the recurve section of the blade. It's not bad. This paper is a little bit damp. And it's been sitting out here, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to get a nice, clean, crisp cut just by that nature, but it's performing pretty well, especially for damp paper. Let's try the big belly. Yeah, that's a lot better. Again, damp paper does not do this as well as a nice, crisp, dry piece of paper, but Verizon asking me to come back after I switched to T-Mobile is what this paper is. If this was a crisp, clean piece of you know, dry paper, I believe we'd be having a lot more success with this cut test. But even with a damp piece of paper, I think it's pretty good. We're going to be putting it through some more paces, though, with some other stuff. So let's do our standard 550 test. Starting with a pull through, and we're going to start with the pull through on the recurve section. I'm waiting for the day I don't hit the camera. Excuse me. It wasn't bad. That was more effort than I like, but it's certainly not as much effort as some other knives. And let's see, the belly. Let me get a better grip here. Well, not as much leverage there, but it's starting to cut. I'm just going to cut that off so we don't have that interfering. All right, but good pull through on the recurve. Let's do the slice. Nice. Again, difficult just to confine it to the recurve section. I'm sure if I give it the whole length of the blade and I'm not worried about it, yeah, it's like nothing, no problem. Oops, I got a little bit of that too. Piece of cake. Easy. All right, so it rolls downstairs in one-run pairs and rolls over the neighbor's dog. Yeah. So back with the gloved hands as if we're out in a wintry woods. Wow, that just goes right through. Look at that. It's like nothing. How fine can we get this to? Ooh, it's very fine. If we want to do that fine work. We want to use the tip there. Do very fine cuts, we can. Or we just want to slice on through. Very fine stuff for whatever purposes, whether it's, I don't know, maybe you want to process game with this, or good fire starting material. Not bad. Wow, sure does move material out of your way too. Look at that. Nice. Now, I'm not doing a whole hard use test on this. This is just, you know, as a field knife, doing those basic tests that I do. Cutting through some wood. Cutting through paper. Cutting through P-cord. You know, just the basics. The very basics. So, you can see good with gloves. Feels really natural without gloves. I'm sure I can do it, yeah, much better chopping, you know, if I had to. if we needed to notch or just chop wood without it. This is a great shape. I really like this shape. No loosening of the bolts holding the G10 on or anything. Feels really good. There's a certain feel to the slicing there that's really good. Just taking this, you know what I ought to do? I ought to collect all this stuff up and just dry it and put it in a tin. I think I will do that for another purpose that we'll talk about another time. I will do that. Yeah, ideas in my head. But this recurve section, because you can put a little bit of leverage on both the blade and the swedge here, great for shaving things down and such. Awesome. Yeah. All right. I really like it. So I think this is, I might even like this one a little bit better than the larger one we looked at, just because it's the weight and balance, really, really nice. I like the leverage you got with the other one. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, in terms of your kind of chopping and heavy use kind of stuff. I don't consider this one would be more of a real heavy use. This one might be better as more of like kind of a general field knife. But I could see you using this one if you had to, for skinning, for just general kind of survival stuff, I wouldn't, just the way it's made, the width of the steel and everything, it's got a lot of use built into it. It doesn't have the heft that the last one had, the Mammoth, but it does have a very nice design. It has a very nice point to it. It has a lot of ability to use that point for very fine detail, and it's got a lot of surface for cutting. So while you might not be chopping down saplings and stuff with it, I think it has a lot of potential for your just, general carry in the woods, hunting, stuff like that. It's a very nice blade. Of course, we'll get in the same old debate about 440C. And what we've discovered, though, is that, the heat treat and the process that WithArmour uses is very good. Say it over and over and over again. Heat treat is everything. Take the best steel in the world. You could take S35VN, S110V, all that kind of stuff. If it's not heat treated properly, it's still useless. So, what do you guys think of this? I've been pretty pleased with the WithArmour stuff. I still have 2 more knives by WithArmour to take a look at. I've been trying to space them out a little bit, but I'm really excited to get to the last 2. One of them I'm not so excited about, but you guys might be. So there's that. So I have to go get to a graduation ceremony. Yeah. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Apparently you guys did not like my little intro so much to the last video, so I'll have to make something better. You guys liked my Warhammer intro like 2 years ago. I have to do something more like that. Anyway, guys, check out all the links in the video description. I'm going to go inside and warm up. As always, you guys are all absolutely awesome. I've gotten quite a few questions recently, like all of a sudden, for Q&A, so I'll be putting out a new Q&A video. And I have those because you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will be back again real soon.